Hey guys, well, UnknownUnderDogs. First off, sorry that I didn't make a video last week, but I just got back from a flight and I wasn't really prepared to make the video, so sorry about that. But I'm here this week, and the reason I'm doing this is because it's tenant night, and I've been really busy today, so sorry about that. But next week, I'll do my best to make sure I have time to do this. Then again, I'm not gonna drag this thing out. This week, The Change Up comes out, and it stars Jason Bateman, who's one of my favorite actors, very underrated. And each have to review a Jason Bateman movie, and the one I chose is Up in the Air. So, Up in the Air stars George Clooney, Vera Farmiga, and Anna Kendrick, and it pretty much focuses on George Clooney's character, who pretty much is a guy who goes around firing people, and he lives a lonely and secluded life. He just flies all the time. He's very proud of it, but then he forms relationships with Vera Farmiga and Anna Kendrick, who's this new girl who's working at the place, and this everything, I guess, kind of changes him a little bit, and yeah. I actually hadn't seen this movie before, and to be honest, my expectations weren't that high. I mean, I know this was a big, Oscar movie, but I'm not usually a big fan of these Oscar dramas or whatever, but just because they always come off as kind of, pretentious to me, like, oh yeah, George Clooney's in it, yeah, let's get an Oscar. However, I was actually pleasantly surprised by this movie. I actually really love this movie. Now, the performances are great. George Clooney is fantastic in this movie. Knocks it out of the park. He's very funny. He's very charming. I mean, he's funny when he needs to be funny. He's dramatic when he needs to be dramatic. And I'm actually comparing it Up in the Air to Community. Don't kill me, but it's kind of like Joe McHale in Community. Like, he's a d-bag. Really, he does things that are really unlikable. But really, it's because of the performance and the actor who's portraying that character that kind of makes that character get away with it because he's just so likable. And he, like I said, he forms a great relationship with Vera Farmiga. I think she's really great in this movie. They have really good chemistry. And Anna Kendrick, Twilight. She was actually really good in this movie, and she also had a really good relationship with George Clooney. And the reason I'm reviewing this movie, Jason Bateman, he's great. I wish he was in it more, but he plays George Clooney's boss, and he is so good in this movie, and a little bit different than the role he usually has, and he is great in this movie. I love Jason Bateman so much. And a lot of celebrities have, like, 1-minute cameos in this movie. I'm surprised how many people that got to have cameos, but they all did a good job for, like, the minute they got. Now, Jason Reitman directed this movie, and he actually did a good job directing this movie. He did some really good things with the camera. The aerial shots he got for the airplane scenes are really good, and it's just I run out of stuff to say. The real reason this movie really struck a chord with me is because the script is so well written. There's a lot of great, funny, witty dialogue, and the story keeps your attention. The pacing, for the most part, is good. And also the drama works really well. I mean, yeah, it's funny when it needs to be funny. This movie was actually a lot funnier than I expected to be. There are some parts where I really laughed out loud, but the drama actually really works too. There's some really good dramatic moments, like the scene where Anna Kendrick is firing one of her first people, because she's not really used to it. It's like she's firing her first person over the internet, and something about that scene just really hits you. It's just really powerful. Problems, I said the pacing is good for the most part, but there was, like, one point where I was like, okay, it's kind of getting a little bit too, dragging just a little bit. And, like, there's a twist with Vera Farmiga's character, and it's just, for the first time you see it, you're like, oh, wow, that actually really works. But the more that twist goes on, it just feels kind of cynical. That's all I can say without spoiling it. But it just kind of didn't work for me. And that's pretty much it. I mean, for a movie that's, one of those Oscar dramas, it never really came off as pretentious to me or artsy. It was very entertaining the whole way through. Great performances, great direction, great script. I was fighting between a 9 and a 9.5, but you know what? I was just really surprised by this movie. I really enjoyed it. I had actually a lot of fun watching it, which surprised me. So, I'm going to give it a 9.5. I was really surprised, I think. If you haven't seen it, I think you should check it out. That was my Unknown Underdogs review for this week. Yeah, sorry about the bad quality, but I only have so much time. So, that's pretty much it. Subscribe to the Unknown Underdogs and my main channel. And, that's pretty much it. I love Jason Bateman. I'm sorry, I just have a man crush on him. I'm going to stop this video now.